Immediately when I think of cultural literacy, I think of my own community. I think of the fact that there's a lot of elements of my own culture that you very much have to be a part of our community, or you have to take the time to actually learn from our community to know these things. This also raises the fact that cultural illiteracy is a big issue that we're dealing with a lot of the time, because the fact is that a lot of different cultures, a lot of non-white, non-European cultures aren't given the kind of light and attention that often European cultures are. So a lot of the ways that we think in just our societies and our communities and in Canada in general are very entrenched in kind of dismissing the fact that there's so many amazing people and communities that have their own ways of being, their own traditions that aren't completely recognized all the time and are also misunderstood. And I think that it's very important to acknowledge the fact that places like McMaster and multicultural spaces give people the opportunity to actually learn from a lot of these communities and learn to actually be more respectful of these people and address the fact that there are differences between us, and it's not about ignoring those differences, but embracing them and respecting people for having those differences and for coming from different walks of life and different communities and having those cultural elements that you can learn from and that can allow you to be a better, more respectful and more culturally conscious person.
Being culturally literate is something that will allow us to engage with each other and communicate with people, which is nice. You know, we're social beings, and if you want to have more fruitful conversations with people, then it's important to be culturally literate. It's a very diverse world, and isolating yourself to, people that are just like you, you're missing out on a lot, I personally think.
Well, cultural literacy is the ability to fluidly and fluently move in different cultural spaces and understand the important elements of that culture to those people. Being able to understand it from an outside perspective is very important because in an academic setting, it increases interdisciplinary opportunities and it broadens your horizons and what you are able to understand of the world. Conversely, cultural illiteracy is very harmful. It is a very easy way to alienate those who are different from us. And again, in an academic setting, that only serves to lessen our ability to progress.
So I think cultural literacy is so important just because we're finding that every environment that we're going in, whether it's academics or it's a workplace, we're seeing a diverse amount of people and we're interacting with them, and everyone has a different identity that they come from. And understanding, the culture that they come from, whether it be the history, the ideas, the ideologies, who they are as a person, their family roots, is integral to not only conducting your business, but also cultivating your relationship with them as an individual team member and as a leader.